Welcome to Herning in Jutland, Denmark. I'm here to photograph the Danish Championship week, or DM-Ugen. The word championship in Danish is mesterskab, a bit like the German Meisterschaft. I'm starting out just outside of Herning in a small airport where they are holding the parachuting competitions, and that's why I'm right here next to the big plane. But it's a bit too windy just now. They will make a new assessment in about an hour whether to go ahead with the competition. So I'm gonna hang out just a little bit longer and see what happens, or otherwise I'll leave and come back. But I'm hoping to get some nice photographs of the parachuting competition, and that's why I'm starting off here. The championship week is a collection of different sports meeting up over a number of days to compete. It's about 2,200 athletes and 45 different sports, and they're here during this week to compete about becoming the next Danish champion in their respective sports. Whilst we were waiting for the wind to calm down a bit, I took the opportunity to learn more about parachuting as a sport. Peter and Nikolaj took their time to tell me about the precision discipline and the competition of the day.
Så den anden fod må ikke ramme, så... Hvis du rammer uden for den her, det er nærmest max score. Hvis du rammer helt uden for den her, så er det dårligt score. Så hvis du nu sætter hælen der...
It's basically like playing darts with yourself as an arrow, being thrown from 1,000 meters up in the air, trying to hit a target the size of a coin with your heel. I am by nature very curious, so since there wasn't much else to do, I had plenty of time to ask a ton of questions, and everyone was very kind and took their time to explain. But of course they didn't have much else to do. I also had a closer look at the special plane they use for jumping out of. It's a cool plane and a fascinating sport, but why anyone would want to leave a fully functional plane that is not on the ground is beyond my comprehension. The decision about getting started was postponed yet another couple of hours, so I decided to hurry off and have a go at photographing tennis. I've always liked tennis. I even played a bit when I was a kid, but I don't have much experience photographing the sport. I didn't have much time, and I felt a bit bad about not spending enough time to get to know the setup and involving myself in experimenting with angles, lenses, etc. It was quite hot by the tennis court, but the players didn't seem to mind, and despite everything I still got some nice photos. I hurried back to the airport. The game was on, so I got a parachute and 3 seconds of instructions, basically saying if the shit hits the fan and the light flashes red and green, well, maybe you can figure it out. But it was a lot of fun, many fantastic photo opportunities, and I got to go up with the plane 3 times, every time sitting in different places, and the chance to photograph with both a longer zoom range and a wider lens. What they don't tell the tourists is that after the last person has left the plane, it takes on the role of a Stuka dive bomber for a few minutes, racing the jumpers to get on the ground first. I can't prove anything, but I'm not sure they forgot, because they seemed amused when I asked about it. After 3 trips with a vomit comet, I also had the chance to get some photos of the competitors landing on the oversized dart mattress. The light got pretty nice towards the end of the day, and it was definitely all worth the wait. Besides a little bit of tennis, I didn't get to photograph anything else but parachuting today, but I think it was worth the effort because I got a lot of really nice shots, and all the people at the parachuting center were just so friendly and talkative, and helpful, and they let me fly the plane 3 times. Well, I didn't fly the plane, but I flew with the plane 3 times, and I got a lot of nice shots as well. It's getting quite late. It's 9:30, but I need a little bit to eat, and then I'm off to my hotel to get some sleep. Hopefully it's not too warm in the hotel room. Yeah, it was too warm, but at least it was fairly noisy into the night. Friday started off in calm and cool indoor surroundings. Some of the first sport disciplines on the program were pool and billiard, so I decided to start off with them. I have very little experience with both. The few times I have played usually involved cold beer, and it was a bit too early for that. It's not a very loud sport, on the contrary, but I still had the opportunity to talk to some nice people, which could expand my horizon a bit. There are several different disciplines in both pool and billiard, but for the Danish Championships there's only one in pool and one in billiard. I also didn't know you can attend billiard schools. I guess this is the Dumbledore of the Golden Valley School here in Denmark. At the same venue there was also going to be the Danish Dart Championships, but it hadn't started yet. I went into the city and wanted to check out the 3x3 basketball championships. It's an urban version of basketball played on only half a traditional court, but it looked interesting and fun. The setup was pretty cool and the atmosphere and energy was fantastic. I used the opportunity to play around with a filter to get some longer exposures, and I like the results. The organizers were really welcoming and kind, and they asked me if I would come back in the evening, which I promised to do. After the 3x3 basketball, I focused a bit on beach volleyball. I didn't have much time, and as with tennis the day before, I don't like not having time to immerse myself properly. I did, however, still get some nice photos, and I like the way the urban environment added to the overall impression. This Scandinavian watchtower didn't let anything pass. He blocked everything. Not only with his hands, but with his face as well. I don't know if the glasses survived that day. One of the larger events of the day was individual time trial in road cycling. We have some talented riders in Denmark, but I don't really know much about the sport. But I do really like to focus on getting close-ups of the riders, both before, during and after the race. And there was plenty of opportunity to get that. By now it was really hot between the buildings of the city, so I decided to take a time out. I'm gonna take a short break, get a clean and dry shirt, have a cold shower perhaps before I head back into the city for the evening. But I promise you I'll spare you the sight of my old pale ass if you hit the like and subscribe button. And I forgot to tell you, the bathroom in my hotel room has a tub, so if you don't subscribe, you're gonna see me partially covered in foam, and I'm gonna leave the scary parts uncovered. My wife says I'm not as funny as I think. I really don't know why. As mentioned, I had an appointment to photograph some more 3x3 basketball. That evening the para 3x3 basketball games took place, and I wanted to get some of that action as well. And there was definitely action to photograph. After a very long, very warm day, I was naively still hoping for a calm and perhaps not boiling hotel room. Saturday would turn out to become the hottest day in recorded history in the tiny kingdom of Denmark. But that morning I was blissfully unaware. I had an appointment beforehand and hurried off to the public library. The weight and powerlifting club Kono is located in Odense, not far from where I live and very close to where I work. Before going to Herning, I had already made arrangements to meet up with Christian and Oliver from Kono to photograph them whilst they were competing in the Danish Championships. I also don't know much about powerlifting, but I knew I had plenty of time this morning and I was looking forward to following the competition. Powerlifting is split into 3 disciplines and it's the combined weight the participants can lift that decides who wins. The whole event took place in the public library in Herning, and the contrast between a sport all about brute force and the surroundings can seem contradictory. But becoming good at powerlifting also requires long-term dedication, focus and an ability to immerse yourself. And the friendship, support and care these mighty athletes shared was inspiring to witness. The commentator turned out to be the Taylor Swift of powerlifting commentating. I didn't know I was in the vicinity of a celebrity, but he was really nice and both answered every one of my dumb questions with utmost patience, but also took an interest in what I was doing. I had also planned to photograph both rally sprint and archery that day, but I got held up at the library. I do, however, prefer to spend more time on fewer events than rushing through them, taking the time to portray the people or surroundings properly. I really love learning new things and expand my horizon. The photo opportunities were plenty and I enjoyed the morning and got a ton of nice photos. I have a feeling both you and I haven't seen the last of Christian, Oliver and the rest of the gang from Kono in Odense. After the powerlifting competition I had a look in the program and figured out I had time to photograph yet another new thing for me. I drove out to the Fuglsangsø, the birdsong lake, not far from the city centre to have a closer look at Aquabike, a water sport version of motocross, riding either jet skis or water scooters. There weren't a lot of people, which was a shame because there was definitely a lot of action. But this was just the finals, the preliminary rounds had taken place somewhere else, and it didn't take long to declare a winner. Well, that was short but intense. I'm glad I did it, and I learned something new. For example, the difference between a jet ski and a water scooter. And they're also pretty powerful. They can have up to 600 horsepower and accelerate faster than a Formula 1 car. And I also learned that the world champion in jet skis, I think, is Danish. It would be really cool to try to photograph it again. We'll see if I get the opportunity. I am going to get myself a nice meal and then I'm off to the next activity. Kan man købe pølser og brød her?
Det kan man nemlig.
Jeg har lige været på McDonald's, altså det skulle jeg da vidst i forvejen. On a record-breaking hot day, it really makes a lot of sense to photograph wakeboarding and being in the water whilst doing it. I've been spending 2 days in the city, which was a dumb choice.
So nice.
I went out to Herning Havn, aka Herning Harbor, and it's not really necessary to talk a lot about that place and the event there, because the images just tells it all. Unlike my hotel room, Herning is really hot in the very cool way. It's been 3 fantastic days at the DM-Ugen, or the Danish Championship week. There's still a lot of sport going on tomorrow, but if I shall stand a chance at finding the time to edit this video, I need to head home now. I've taken a lot of photos the past few days, but the best part about being here has just been all the nice people I've met. All the athletes, all the volunteers, all the spectators. Everyone has just been so talkative and willing to tell me about the sport that they were passionate about. I've only used 1 camera and 2 lenses for the 3 days I've been here. And this video is not intended as a tech review of any kind, but more as a way of showing you how we do sports here in Denmark, and perhaps inspire you to go and photograph some sport as well. It looks as if the party on Herning Havn is just getting started. The name is kind of ironic because you can hardly get any further away from the ocean in Denmark than around this part here. But then again, nobody really lives far away from the ocean in Denmark. But I'm gonna head home now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider hitting the like button and perhaps subscribe as well. Or you know what will happen. As usual, I've saved a few of my top picks to the very end, so please do stick around just a little bit longer. See you around.